Grace, peace, and mercy, y'all. This is Pastor Chris from St. Stephen. This coming Sunday is Good Shepherd Sunday, which means we get to read the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures and leads me beside still waters. He revives my soul and guides me along right pathways for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me, and your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table before me in the presence of those who trouble me. You have anointed my head with oil, and my cup is running over. Surely your goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Thank God for that psalm. So the cats keep wanting to join in, so might as well put them all the way in instead of you just seeing a tail floating down on the bottom. So one bit of housekeeping to talk about real quick, which is an issue of AV issue, an audio-visual issue with the putting the service online. I want to assure you all that I have been hustling like a husky at the Iditarod for y'all for these 7 weeks. I've been trying to make sure worship has been going as smoothly as it can in a dispersed kind of situation like we are in. Now, the first week, of course, didn't know we were going to be doing that until, Friday night, Saturday, something like that. So we flipped around. We just did a sermon. Then the next week, we figured out how to get music involved, and then we also tried to do the totality of the liturgy. But as you saw, the closer I got to the front of the sanctuary, which, as it turned out, was the further I got from our Wi-Fi connection, the worse the connection got. So I said, okay, well, we'll just use data. And that worked, give or take, except at the end of the shoot, I could see that I was looking funny in a variety of ways for the camera. So we figured out better camera angles, so you weren't looking up my nose and things like that. So I'd figured out all this stuff, not realizing that in that 28 minutes that I was filming, my phone was called 25 times. So my phone was a little confused. I said, am I a phone or a camera or a phone or a camera? And it just didn't know what to do. So, luckily, we're going to continue in the progress that we've been going through with this. Practice makes perfect. In 2 weeks' time, we'll hopefully have our wireless system set up in such a way that it will get into the sanctuary. So we'll be able to shoot a little better. We might also have a brand new kind of camera that should broadcast much better in a variety of ways. So I just want you to know that I'm trying for y'all. We're getting there, and it's that the there keeps moving forward as we move forward as well. Now you might ask, you might have caught, I said, in 2 weeks' time we'll be doing this thing, because this coming week, this coming Sunday, the bishop will be preaching and will be leading worship remotely for the entire synod. Anybody that wants to can have her as the leader of worship, and it seems like, being that she is, the head of the larger church in this area, it makes sense for her to step in, and it also gives me and some of the other folk at St. Stephen a little bit more time to figure out how to broadcast in a better way, so it runs more smoothly for y'all. Now, the other thing to think about is that we have a Bible study about grief coming up. So tomorrow at 1 p.m., you'll find a Zoom link in your email of this. You'll find a Zoom link there along with a password so you can get in. Now, we'll be going through that, and one of the things I wanted to point out about it is that while I was preparing this Bible study, this pastoral / theological reflection about grief that is going to be grief and suffering that's going to be a 5-week thing, I ran across a kind of interesting chart. Now, it actually puts numbers to the amount of stress different things will cause you. And if you reach 350, a stress level of 350, you've reached a point where you're going to mentally, emotionally, or physically degrade, and that can be not the best of things. So, for example, you might end up fighting with a bunch of Midwesterners online, trying to explain to them that what's happening here is a hoax, something like that. Now, this danger zone of 350 for stress is interesting for us because with all the changes that have happened just caused by the pandemic, all of us are at least at 306 out the gate. If we have children, we're at 335. So all the major changes in our society have increased our stress level and got us closer to this danger zone. So just to keep in mind when you're dealing with friends and family and anybody in general, that everybody is already at 44 points from being in the danger zone. So be kind to one another. So just to review, we're working on the audiovisual issues for streaming the service to you all. The bishop is preaching this Sunday. We're going to be having a Bible study about suffering in this tomorrow, and the first session is going to be about grief. And then finally, that take care of one another, be kind to each other, because everybody is hanging out 44 points from the danger zone. So let's try to be kind and good to one another so we can all make it through this in as healthy of a fashion as is possible, all things considered. God bless you.